yourselves. Rep, I know it's a strain, but I ask you to try.
They are behaving. As long as we
Wait.
exist, we're resisting some sort of behavior.
uh,
I agreed to DM for you guys.
yes, you did.
I
Heck, I'm pretty sure this is your idea.
Yes, this was my idea. So
To be honest, you have help. I'm willing to be helpful.
for small things we are eternally grateful.
And we are live.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for taking care of that, Rep.
Don't worry, I'm gonna throw it in other places too.
Oh, goody. How many weirdos are we about to collect?
I have no idea.
Oh,
We're gonna find out.
Freya, have mercy on our souls. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Why don't we all start with introductions?
And we're jumping straight to me because...
Mumsy's work
why
has
don't-
kidnapped him. Again. Still. Always.
Why does his work always kidnap him?
Because apparently he's the only one available for his department at the moment. Which is weird, because last I heard he was training people for his department. I think they might have run away.
Considering who's training them, not surprised.
Hey, he's not that bad. He doesn't have many curse flare-ups at work.
Okay.
The worst he did was almost catch his new supervisor upside the head with an adult novelty.
No.
Anyways,
Glorious.
Simon, please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Simon, or Bronze Knight. I am a subscriber, and also a player in our sponsors.
This campaign that we are currently doing.
Her sponsors the campaign. One of her sponsor, and and in this campaign I play Akagi Yukikaze, a half elf who is right now waking up to realize that, oh crap, what did we just do?
The party has committed B&D and theft.
Okay, and since it's me, next up is Dad.
Yeah, I'm John, and I'm part responsible for the start of the Bronze Age.
That is the best way I've ever heard that said.
And in this game, I'm playing Merrick, a halfling scout that's currently been or recently been collecting stuff for our red shirt Ed.
B&D and theft.
Speaking
Two
of
great
which,
tastes that taste great together.
speaking of which, Stag.
I am
Big
Stug.
words, ugly puff.
Okay. I am Stug, descendant of light artillery. Son of two racehorses pulling a field cannon. I play Redshirt, a inbred noble trying to reclaim his family's honor. And me as a player just crawled out of bed and got in front of his computer. So, excuse me if I make more errors than
And last, but certainly not least, I am Walter, son of Walter, descendant of Walter, the originator of that intro that Stug keeps trying to steal from me.
And
Man who is dramatically posing as he gives his intro because I'm cool like that. And I am playing Anders Sternriven, our human summoner, man of mystery, and apparently party dad, because I leave the party alone for one session. And D&D and theft occur. Two great tastes that taste great together.
not just theft, theft of official documents.
Theft of official documents on which the fate of the Empire rides. Also, Ander is the proud owner of our Dragon Blender.
I will say this: you
Grimgarl,
summoned
the giant
that thing-
crocodile.
I'll say this: you summoned that thing in a public area, there will be panic.
Okay, it's
I'm
your
counting
turn,
on that.
Susan.
It was enough panic when he
Summoned
summoned
it.
it in a rural area. So
Don't worry, I'm gonna fuck with people next time I summon them.
Anyways, I'm Monster of You Girl. I'm the DM of this show.
And our party healer.
And our party's healer slash pseudo other adult, although that doesn't always go quite according to plan.
Considering the fact that I'm supposed to be the party adult, I'm doing something wrong.
Hey, a party can have
Just
multiple
accept that you-
adults.
Just accept you've been subverted and you are now one of the party children.
Hey, a party can have multiple adults. However, I will not let you hide the fact that you encouraged the B&D and theft of government documents.
Yeah, which happened when I was drunk. So,
Also that.
Your character
Anyway.
was intentionally trying to get drunk by not eating while drinking a fuck ton.
Anyway, so
Don't think I forgot that.
yeah, no.
morning
Not like
has
racist
come. The sun is shining. The birds are singing. I need everybody who got drunk to make a fortitude check.
Okay, what did you...
Turn
So
up
safe,
lights. Put this on
Safe to
the
say-
watch.
I would say it's safe to say that Ander and Tess were the first people awake this morning.
Vesta as well, because Vesta didn't drink.
Ah, okay.
I
Okay,
don't have it!
you crack
Okay.
open one eye and you are immediately requesting the sweet release of death.
Yeah.
Stug, you are...
Probably
So-
vomiting right now.
So you make it to the bathroom before you start bowing to the porcelain god.
Akagi is just, what happened last night? She checks herself, notices it still has her clothes on.
It wasn't even that.
Meanwhile, Ander is calmly sitting downstairs in the dining room, polishing his staff,
Tess and Vesta are
and
sitting
not,
there.
and not in the fun way.
I know.
I would hope not. You're in public.
He just goes, next time don't drink too much. I said every time I drink too much something happens.
Vesta sort of looks at Ander. Should I go collect them?
No, Ander's just there. No. They'll come down when they're ready. I want them one at a time.
Yep. Are you considering talking to the people you stole from? That is going to be a topic of discussion when everyone is downstairs. Merrick, you have
Yeah.
a little. You have a hangover. You've had worse.
Yeah.
It's just. Oh God,
is
my head
filled with
hurts.
alcohol.
Well, I know breakfast will fix that.
Yeah.
Marriage
Akaki,
is
I-
filled with
I-
alcohol.
I have a lot of training into this, so
You have experience dealing with
Yeah.
hangovers. You
Yeah.
know some breakfast should set you right.
yeah.
Akaki just walks down with a.
I'm imagining she's kind of shuffling and trying to avoid looking at the windows.
Yes, at the same time, being hangover does really give clarity to things. It's just, oh crap, what did we do?
So, Ander,
Yeah,
you see Akagi, and is Ed going to come downstairs, or is he still bowing to the porcelain god?
Ed is
another
at this
fortitude.
point shambling down the stairs. Almost all. He is becoming less Ed Red. He might. There's a chance he might become less Ed Redshirt and more.
Green shirt.
No. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of the.
Well, I will say that the
Douglas-
moment Ed steps off the stairs and is officially in the dining room, he has a brief moment where he hears a whistling sound, and then he hears a loud crack as a stick smacks him upside the head.
Ed
Because
looks
Ander
around-
was lurking.
Ed is looking around to see if anyone's within easy earshot, real quick, before he responds.
Ander just got hit, Ed just got hit upside the head with a stick whilst having a major hangover.
The good news
Are you
is...
sure he's looking around or not on the ground?
He is looking around.
I will say you are not so hungover you are immediately on the floor. It does kind of reel you for a second, though. Looking around, you do realize, there's, like, the morning, guild clerk, but beyond that, there's the morning guild clerk, Akagi sitting at the table looking like she would very much rather be taken out back and shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Ander proceeds to further abuse the hangover by utilizing the wonderful power of thaumaturgy, crippling the volume of his voice.
You are going to get murdered!
I leave you idiots alone for one evening.
And
And
we,
you steal documents on which the fate of your entire empire rests.
Don't say
Akagi
that
just
too
goes,
loud.
the
I need
only
to talk to you in
redeeming
private.
factor is it's not my empire, so I cannot be convicted of treason.
I love that! I will be perfectly fine. It's not my empire in the first place.
Oh no! It's not treason. It's just espionage, which is also execution, which is also punishable by death in most.
Fantasy settings.
Fair
Anyway,
point.
anyway, Ander, Ed did say something about wanting to speak with you in some form of discretion.
Since there's a lot of noise, I'm dragging myself down and see what's happening downstairs.
The one who summoned the dragon blender lizard is seemingly deeply upset about the occurrences.
Sometimes discretion is the better part of valor when you're a rogue.
Akagi just goes, if anything is good, we need to settle this.
I'm mumbling something under my barely hearable about sensitive people and trying to get some food.
The clerk behind the counter takes one look at you and goes, "Morning after special?"
Yeah,
Make it 3, because 2 others also need it.
make it a double.
Understood. Understood. I'll have some breakfast sent out right away.
Yeah.
She heads away back to presumably where the kitchens are.
Yeah.
Anyways, Ander, after you smacked Ed upside the head, he said something about wanting to talk to you in private.
Ander sighs before grabbing the probably still cringing and in pain Ed and dragging him basically just back upstairs to their rooms.
Just back up you go.
Just shoves Ed in. This had better be good. What do you want?
I'm surprised you haven't figured out why I did.
I understand why you did it. It was moronic. Every time something involves nobility, you turn into Sareed.
Ed picks up the unfiled report and shoves it in his face. I need this delivered to your contact. I need to talk with you. Read this, we'll figure out what I'm trying to do.
Ander opens the report and reads it.
Here's another character
Or-
thing. So you just read a report that basically specifies that the apparent heir is a changing
No.
of
That's a different. That
Oh,
is a different
That's
document.
different. Yeah, this is something else. So what is this report?
It is a report on another corrupted bronze. And if you were in the Empire, if you were involved in imperial politics for a while, you would understand this one. This
Which
is
he
a
is-
person.
Which Ander is not. And
I am not.
From what Ander
Very
has said
pointedly
in certain details, he seems to be from out of the country.
He is very pointedly not part of politics.
And he's also seems to be from a different country. Based solely
Yeah.
on how he refers to certain things.
Yeah.
However,
Note he was from a royal mages college, not an imperial one.
However, Ander, what you are reading in this report is deeply worrying.
Ender just has this very low growl as he's just reading this. Sighs, folds it up.
Hands it back.
I will deliver this to my contact and I will discuss it with him. If you start acting like a fool over this, I will deal with that very harshly. You understand me?
This guy's gonna make a move. I know it. I need someone who can detect what the move is, figure out who he's disguised as, and his nobody's machinations, especially not a bronze dragon, corrupted bronze dragon, is going to take more than the month that takes for him to deal with the
I'm going to make.
It's going to take a month. It's going to take for us to deal with our previous Mark's blue girlfriend had still the poor or the woman's name, but once we're done with that, we can start. Once we deal with that, we can start dealing with the more serious threat to the Empire. I'm hoping that, like I said, we can detect it. Once we detect it, we'll know who this person is, and if we're successful, we'll have a nice mark on someone who's never going to suspect it, like an assassination attempt.
First and foremost, a dragon always expects an assassination attempt. Second off, this false emperor of yours, do you think he considers you a threat?
Maybe not yet. Maybe in the future.
If you are notable to him in any way, I can promise you he is already fully aware of what we are doing and is carefully measuring your development. And I can guarantee you that every preparation we make, he will already be developing a counter.
Ed simply smiles. That's the thing. That is the thing here. You know who isn't going to be on any suspect list for this document is us, because that person suggests the line of succession.
The paperwork is irrelevant.
Oh, but it is. We control that. Nobody know. I don't think the false emperor knows that. We know where it
The
is.
false emperor is not going to be monitoring you via paperwork. You know how potent a bronze dragon's magical ability is. That dragon could very well be watching us have this conversation right now. If you are notable and a potential threat, or someone that could grow into a potential threat, and he knows that you exist, then he is already monitoring you. He is already watching you, and he already has spies following us. And those spies may or may not even be human.
So basically, he's saying that if that a bronze dragon will turn into Big Brother if they feel threatened.
Pretty much.
Which is why
Yeah.
Ed simply looks at him and says this. This guy has to be taken down for the sake of the sake of the Empire as a whole. I do not feel good about using one of my only noble allies as bait, but it's better that we have to replace the lineage, replace the current dynasty than have to deal with whatever he has for this empire. Which is why I'm going to need the help of your friend.
My friend has no connection to this empire, and no connection to any nobility. He is a scholar, plain and simple.
Does he? Ed simply cringes. Really think so? So someone who wishes to genocide all non-humans within this empire, and do Lord knows what else with it, isn't a concern to him.
It is a concern to him, but I do not know what power he would have to help.
Better than what I would have.
I will discuss it with him. But understand that he is a naturalist. He is a researcher of dragons, but that does not mean that he is a miracle worker in that regard.
I understand.
Good. Ender pockets the report. I will go and speak with him today. Can I trust you not to do something foolish while I'm gone?
That is the only thing of foolish. That is the only bit of foolishness. Are you sure I cannot come with you?
I am certain. There are subjects of discussion that I may have with my friend that I do not wish to be made public. Even to you.
That's fine. This conversation also stays hidden. Or it's about with the party. The less they know about this, I don't think this should be known to the party. That this is what I'm trying to do.
Ander narrows his eyes, thinking for a moment. I find that unwise, but so be it.
As a character, I can understand what Ed is doing here. He's trying to limit the people that is under Overwatch.
Yeah, that's the problem. Wouldn't necessarily work for this bronze dragon, but yeah, I can see what he would be attempting to do here.
Ed rises to his feet fully and shakes his hand and holds out his hand to shake it.
Yeah, sure.
Ander shakes.
Sure.
Ender shakes his head with a hand with a firm grip. Before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else?
Yeah, we need to find the piece of paper and hide it. So, as long as we're in control of it, so long as nobody know.
Your
don't
document
think we're
regarding your document that's probably regarding Vesta and her being an heir to the Empire. I would suggest you go and speak to your friends who are looking for it before it becomes a massive clusterfuck.
Right.
And Ed, do try not to do something idiotic, like steal more important documents or
As
put
if
another target on the party's head.
As if on cue, there is a knock at the door.
Ander,
Mr. Redshirt, are you in at the moment?
Yeah, wow.
There's someone here who wishes to speak with you.
Who will it be?
They're saying they're a friend of yours. Says it's something urgent.
All right. He walks outside and
Out of
He walks-
character, can we just say that Ed doesn't have the paper? Merrick has it.
The paper
I'm
was
very-
kind of passed around among the party to have a looky-loo.
I would say that if I remember correctly, I gave it to Ed last night before you
Yes.
started looking at it. Before I
The paperwork
got lost in the bottle.
last the party ever last the document's location was ever discussed, it was in the possession of Ed.
Yeah.
it is right next to the idol that one thing that the
It's next to the thingamajig Ed picked up.
yeah.
Yeah, so and you get downstairs, and who should you spot sitting at a table in the corner? Like, over here-ish? Just imagine there's a table there.
Okay. All right.
oh no!
Is the exact friend you'd have needed to talk to anyway, and they appear to be in no small amount of panic.
I'm gonna roll a perception check. To see if
You
I
have a
can see
hangover. Take a -5 penalty to that.
Right.
27.
Yeah, you do spot the gentleman sort of urgently flagging Ed over.
Akagi,
What appears to be the issue here?
Akagi
Ed.
heads over.
The man looks at Akagi and is like, "Excuse me, ma'am. I would like to discuss something in confidence with my friend."
If this is about what I think it is, as this is the one who...
I would
I-
like to discuss this in confidence with my friend.
Okay,
Ed is
Akagi-
looking at fully turned to Akagi, panic clearly stricken across his face suddenly.
Shit!
Akagi gives a look of, I know what it is about.
I know what this is about. I'm going to go stand over there.
Ed is now just-
This is on you, Ed.
This is your clusterfuck, Ed. I'm gonna go stand over here with
At the
popcorn.
same time, yes. At the same time,
I
yes,
fixed my
maybe
expression
Ed to
and turned
hand,
my-
at the same time,
and-
gesturing towards Ed to hand over the paperwork to her, just to make, because
Moving
what
along.
requires
I'm not touching the paperwork yet. What seems to be the issue there? It says.
Look, sort of sits up, kind of leans over a bit to look at your friend group. Stands up, reaches over, kind of
Are you wearing your armor at the moment, or are you in, like, plain clothes?
I'm in my armor at the moment.
Just sort of grabs you by the front of your breastplate and yeet and hauls you over into the pantry with him.
Ender casually stands up from the table, walks over to the pantry, taps on the taps on the door, and says through the door, "If this is about missing paperwork, he happens to have it."
Looks at you. He sort of looks at you with an expression best described as "What the fuck are your friends?"
Pardon my friend. Pardon my ally here. He's not from the Empire. Doesn't really like our politics system. Doesn't like our system of politics. And
Okay, so he's just pulling my leg.
Likes to
Okay,
joke.
fantastic. I need your help.
okay, what is it?
I love how he immediately jumped to, "Oh, sweet Jesus, thank you. This man's just pulling my leg." Ander was not pulling his leg.
Was not pulling his leg, wants this situation solved rapidly and in an intelligent fashion. We have other things to be doing here. But now Ed's like, "I'm a safe face here." Yeah, no siree.
I'm going to do something intelligent. Ander, please God, no. Alright, Ed, listen. I need a favor.
What do you need?
If I'm remembering correctly, you signed up with the Adventurers Guild, yes?
Yep.
Right, okay, fantastic. I need you and your party members to look into something that occurred at the house last night.
All right, good. That seems to be a part of that's within my realm. I kind of don't have to. How urgent is this? There's a town under threat by a blue dragon. My titles are in escrow. My oaths are.
Basically, it's just like, how urgent is this?
Ed can just feel a just wave of heaving anger as he's coming through the door, as Ander stands on the other side of it, working ominously. The man doesn't know Anders there, but Ed knows Anders there, and Ander is not happy with how this conversation is going, when this could be solved much more rapidly and with much less stupidity.
Okay, so last night, we're still figuring out the how, but it seems like somebody got into the house and some documents are misplaced. My sister's in an absolute panic about it, and I'm not sure why.
Okay.
She
Yeah.
did. She said something about a birth certificate, and I mean, and I understand why she'd be in a panic about hers being missing, since she kind of needs that for a lot of important for a lot of her duties. But
Akaki just joins Ander in the stare.
Akaki, you see Ander just like staring at the door to the pantry.
And he just joins, just looks up here, basically goes,
Can I roll intimidation here for just the looming, ominous glare that
I'm
Yeah.
also
coming
gonna
through that
roll, I'm also
door?
gonna,
Yes.
I also rolled intimidation because Ed, get to the point, the faster we can resolve this, the faster we can find out who this birth certificate is for.
And simply puts, okay, fine. We need to get to fine.
Oh,
Apparently,
I think Ender covers for Akagi with that.
Akagi, you try, but you suddenly feel a migraine. Come on.
Ed simply goes, okay.
There's
Some
just
of my friends are going through
seething
severe
tendrils
hangovers right now.
of anger, almost visible, coming under the door.
Ed, you are suddenly hit with a realization. You never heard Ander step away from the pantry door. And you just feel this
Right.
wave of just menace from the other side of the door.
Right. Well, since some of our team has to go somewhere else to investigate something here, but I can send a couple of my friends. We have a druid, a halfling druid, a halfling, and a samurai. Who fights a lot like my late mom did.
I love
With
this.
this sort of thing.
Ed feeling this just palpable menace of stop being stupid through the door does not oblige.
We're gonna have to roll again, Rap.
He kind of.
Again, the door's gonna start melting.
I feel like
I'm gonna-
someone is dangerously close to being fed to Grimgarl.
Yeah.
And you see your friend kind of look towards the door for a minute. Ed?
Yeah.
Why does it feel like there's death on the other side of the door?
Why? I admit I am not the most arcanely sensitive One moment. The gentleman walks over, opens the door, looks at Ander for a solid second, closes the door, turns, looks at Ed. What did you do?
A mild prank I did last night. This guy's been that guy. The mild prank I did last night. Nothing to worry about.
Akagi goes, by mild prank, he means stealing the document.
Looks at the other side of the door, looks at you. Ed? I know I know your family's done some weird shit over the years. We don't talk about some of the weird research your family does. But look,
You need to read, but out of character. You need to read that. You need to redo that. My screensaver came up while that happened.
basically just like, look, Ed, I know your family's done weird shit over the years. I know we don't really talk about the weird research your family does. Or a myriad of other weird shit they get up to, but we've been friends for as long as I can remember. And this is something really important to me. And my family. Can you be upfront with me?
Yeah, I can.
Good, 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 good. What the hell is going on?
And Ender looks at the door, looks at him, and just does his look. This is going to sound a little bit roundabout for the people on the other side of the doors, but
So long as it gets that man who looked ready to kill me to go away, I'll take it.
I open the door a crack and simply says, "Enter the report now."
Ender glares. If this issue is not resolved by tonight, I will resolve it. He
Fine.
turns and starts walking away. Looks at Tess. Tess, we're going to meet my associate again. Would you like to come?
Sure.
Akagi goes, I'm
And-
staying by the door to make sure he doesn't beat around the bush.
Ender nods and just walks away with Tess.
Just, this is not my circus anymore.
This is not my circus, but a monkey's gonna get beat if he doesn't do what he's supposed to do.
Akagi is well and willing to. Akagi goes, and if you beat the more you beat around the bush, the more I have to explain.
And
Okay,
you do realize beating around the bush might make this a bit worse. It's like,
Okay, fine. Over the course of the journey, you remember the false emperor.
he kind of blinks a little. What does that have to do with the missing birth certificate from my family's house?
Well, I've learned about this. He, in reality, is a bronze dragon. This guy's bronze dragon. Corrupted bronze dragon.
Okay.
And he's still around.
Okay.
I need some help. I need help with some experts to detect him, and I overheard a conversation about this. My thinking is that if I controlled the document for a while, that would make a move that would be detectable.
Okay.
So we went to retrieve. So my halfling was sent to retrieve the document.
Okay.
It is currently in our possession, and we have determined what it is. Just try to keep it with yourself.
Okay.
We believe that there was someone who was born before you. That this family had someone who was born before you, who was then sent to a druid society.
Kind of thinks for a minute. That is odd. Mother doesn't talk about that sort of... doesn't talk about me having an older sibling, but then again, whenever I brought it up when I was littler, Mother would always tell me I was making things up and that I needed to stop thinking about such things.
Right. It's probably the older sister question. We think might be our druid, Vesta.
Okay.
She is working on. Apparently, she is a hag. I know she looks a little young for it, and oddly, a lot like my late cousin. Ava.
My condolences
But-
on that front, by the way.
It's Fred who's more sorry about that. Apparently, these things are powered by story more than anything. And we're trying to get her hooked up with my brother Fred. You know him?
I remember him, yes, again. Thank you for being forthright with me about this. I don't understand its relevance beyond... Yes, we have it. Yes, it's safe.
Yeah, it's safe with us. It's going to be, and we're not going to be very high on the suspect.
So what you're
if you
telling
see
me
any-
is... You see him kind of put some pieces together. You heard somebody discussing this document that would interfere with my position in the line of succession, which would cause a whole other kettle of fish because I imagine your friend here has not been trained in governance.
Yeah.
And you decided to
So-
help by making this document disappear.
Make it disappear, and this might allow this might allow the false. This might make the false emperor do something detectable.
Why would
And
it, though?
we have friends that might be able to detect a disguised dragon. If you get any new, have you gotten any new advisors, or have you gotten any new mysterious advisors or people who might be able to talk to you that a bronze dragon would like to be disguised as?
No.
Crap. Like I said,
Look,
since the
Ed?
final battle.
Look,
Yeah.
Ed, I get it. You want this to be dealt with and try and use this to undo the shitstorm that happened to your family.
Yeah.
I get that. I really genuinely get that. But try not to lose sight of the forest for the trees, okay?
Right. Right. We will have on the document. We will confirm whether or not she is your sister. Does it need to be public?
I know there does exist some divinatory magics that can that can determine paternity. I know several nobles who've had them done when surprise children claim to have come into existence.
Wait. Oh shit.
Right.
However, I don't
Just-
know anyone in town at the moment who can cast it.
Right.
And the reagent
So,
and the ingredients for it can be quite expensive.
right. For the however, like I said, I gotta keep the true reasoning behind this in the party. I told the rest of my party that this is just some simple political housekeeping. Well, I mean, this is. It's just a case.
It's political
The difference is-
housekeeping, but not quite the kind you mean.
Yeah.
Anyways, Ed, I appreciate what you're doing and what you're trying to do, but again, try not to miss the forest for the trees.
Yeah. I understand that. Document is safe. The document is safe here until you can get until the document is safe here until we can figure out what this until we can until it's more safe.
He seems to. You see him sort of thinking, so. You mentioned wanting to find somebody who could detect disguised dragons and the movements of them, yes?
Character, my screensaver deployed again. Please repeat that statement.
He was confirming that you wanted to look at the, that you wanted to find people who could, detect disguised dragons and their movements thereof.
Yeah. Yes, I do believe that. Yes, that is exactly what needs.
What you're looking for?
Yeah.
Alright. Here's what I'm going to... Here's what I'm going to suggest.
Right. Go on.
I do know of a small group of dragon hunters. They specialize in things that involve hunting dragons. I can try and get in touch with them to put in a word for you.
Okay.
This is me, as your friend, trying to take a stressor off you. Okay?
All right.
Make sense?
That makes sense.
Good, good. Now, I've heard bits and pieces about some of your adventures, about some of your trials and tribulations as an adventurer, and you seem to be doing a pretty good job of, taking care of things. Keep it up, okay?
My O's are, I said this before and I'll say it again. My titles are in escrow, my O's are not.
One moment. I need to move my car over so my husband can take the cat to the vet. He needs his shots. Okay, I will be right back.
Alright.
I just had a major realization.
What?
You're not wrong. We can actually bring that up in a little bit.
Yeah. Mind if I put that out to everybody, or just leave that where it's at? I should do it.
You can.
Okay, so. Oh crap! He has a point.
Yeah. That could be a slight little tiny issue. So for everyone's edification, changelings are not what happens when a hag boinks a mortal and leaves the child with the mortal. A changeling is what happens when a hag kidnaps the offspring of a mortal and leaves her child to replace it and make the mortal raise their child for them.
In that case, ladies and
That is
gentlemen,
not actually the heir. The actual heir is either dead or in the clutches of the hag, being tormented for the hag's amusement, and the hag is probably playing the long con to put her daughter up and make her daughter the new empress, and is probably going to be pissed when she finds out that didn't work.
point of order. Generally speaking, if one heir dies around election time, they are immediately replaced with the next one up.
In short, his Ed's friend has nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
As long as it does not become public knowledge that there is another potential heir.
Right. So a character that will be shared with the party afterwards, and I'll put that up with Billy.
Which, if the hag is trying to do this, hags usually like playing the rumor mill, and so the hag may be putting out rumors of a secret hidden heir because she wants her daughter on the throne. So, this could get nasty.
Yeah.
At this point, the simple realization is, at that point. However, at that point, we're going to have a bronze dragon. We could easily see a bronze dragon fight off against the hag.
Yeah, which is going to be a gnarly fight. Oh, by the way, Ed, the only person who would reasonably realize this would be Ander. So, you kids have fun with that. You guys get to know it and know it as the players get to know it. The characters have no fucking clue.
Well, if Ander, I believe this is something that Ander would basically tell the party.
Oh yeah,
when
he
gets
will.
Back.
I'm gonna roll a check to see if he realizes it. I'm gonna just do that regularly for you guys, you know.
Sorry about that.
I didn't miss much other than me dropping the big reveal for everybody to hear and understand what would be happening
Fair enough.
with this situation. But that could be a thing.
Yeah, Ander does sort of remember this, but that's
Yeah,
something he'll have to bring up with the party.
Yeah, I was planning on rolling some checks to see if he
Remembered
to
that
figure
little
out
tidbit.
to figure out when it dawns on him that oh shit.
That's how they work.
Yeah, that's how they work. I better tell Ed before he freaks out. Well, that's probably gonna freak him out more. Mm.
So yeah, I'm guessing Ed leaves the room.
Yeah,
Yes.
Ed has left the room and simply straightens out himself and walks. Ed doesn't leave the room, but he walks up and then is Billy still in the room?
He is still present.
Alright, so you want to start
Oh.
you want to start pulling out a fake runaround or
Don't worry about it. I'll come up with something to appease my sister.
okay. Got it.
Oh, random thought. Since that technically means that the birth certificate is of someone else, and that's not really Vesta's name. How would that affect her?
So the thing is, generally, when a
She
changeling
was
is
named-
put to replace someone, they take on that person's identity. That includes their true name.
Okay. So
It was
they
named
share the
after.
name. Got it. Dragons, hags, politics. Yeah, we're gonna get a whole dragons, hags, politics, and a giant crocodile that can blend them all. I mean, Ander gets pissed off enough. He will play Will It Blend with
Everything.
a lot of things. With everything, yes. Politicians, they're going in. The hag, she's definitely going in. Let's be real here. The dragons, it depends on the dragon, but yeah.
Yeah, so, Ander, while you're talking with your scholar friend, I would like you to make an arcana check for me.
Roger. Let me pull up the appropriate stat. Yes, a plus 14. 1d20 plus 1, 4. Boop. 27 total. So 13. So, how did this Arcana check?
So you're talking with your friend. He seems very he seems curious and concerned that it appears Tess has grown a fire-breathing mechanism in her mouth.
Yeah. One of the things Ander is going to ask while he's there, I imagine we're not role-playing this one out just to save time.
Just for the sake of time.
Yeah, one of the things he's going to mention is potentially a tool to examine her internally without actually,
Opening
cutting
her up.
open. Yeah.
He does mention that he thinks there might be a device, but he'll need some time to find it. And as you're
Of course.
talking about this, you feel your mind wander for a little bit, and then you suddenly remember something.
How the hag reproductive cycle works.
He was talking about how your friend had started babbling about how he's got this new hypothesis of his that some dragons might be starting to exhibit brood parasitism or cuckoo behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And that sparks a memory in your head. You're talking with your friend, the the one,
Yeah.
about certain members of the Fae, and she mentions something very specific. You remember this solely because of what he's just brought up. Hags also practice brood parasitism.
And her just kind of sits there for a while. The party's not gonna like that.
His friend kind of blinks a little startled out of his ramble, looks at you. It's not going to like what?
It's a private matter, but it's one of, well, not terribly important for us, but great importance for the people in this empire.
Fair enough. Either way, I have made some progress in finding you a fundamentum in trade.
Oh.
Yes, I have managed to make some progress.
Wonderful. Do you think you may have a time as to when I will as to when I can receive it?
When do you need to leave the city by?
It should be, I believe, 2 days from now.
Ah, I can probably get it to you by then, or I can get it to you when you come back this way.
All right then. If you can get it to me by then, if you can get it to me by then, that would be a great benefit given the opponent I'm about to be dealing with.
Good. Good.
Did
Do keep me posted on how Tess develops. If I can find the item again. If I can find the item you mentioned, I can acquire one, and then you can then we can take a look.
That would be a great help.
If she is a non-dragon who's developed a fundamentum, this is definitely uncharted waters.
I believe the way she's developing, we're already in uncharted waters. I fear she may become a half-dragon of sorts.
Well,
I imagine
it could be worse.
It certainly could be, yes. I imagine hearing that Tess is becoming a half-dragon, maybe drawing the attention of her friends in her head.
Yes, but
Just over the fact that
they don't seem to be saying anything at the moment.
I'm just thinking of a bunch of brooding mothers finding out that the adopted child may become a little bit more legitimate in terms of being their child. But yeah.
Oh yes, yes. We will come back to that.
Excited dragon mommy noises.
Many of them.
Yeah. And Ander, of course, shows him the report that Ed gave him to discuss with him to deal with that issue. Not sure if you want to roleplay that out, but
he seems to think about it and just passes it back. I'll start making some inquiries.
that would be helpful. One of my traveling companions is quite focused on this issue. It's becoming a bit of a detriment to our goals.
Fair enough, but do keep me posted, alright?
I will. Hopefully, I'll have us some new and interesting samples to go over when I return.
Yes.
Assuming I return.
I know you will, especially given that pet of yours.
Indeed. He's certainly helpful.
Anyways. So, Ander, you return to the inn. I'm putting Ed out where he's not in the kitchen for some reason. Go right ahead.
Ooh.
Yeah, Ander, you return. All seems to be in order.
Ander approaches Ed. I trust the issue has been dealt with.
Right. She's gonna. Right. Billy's gonna figure this out. Billy's gonna try and figure this out on his end. Stall for time until it's safe. It's not like It's not like that hag's gonna. It's not like Vesta's ma is gonna make a serious attempt for the throne or anything.
Oh no, she's very likely to make a serious attempt for the throne. She clearly wants it.
Ed's ears perk up a little bit. Wait a minute.
I forgot to
What I'm pondering.
I forgot to mention, Vesta likely is not actually the heir. Hags practice rude parasitism. The hag likely kidnapped the original heir. May or may not is either have the heir killed while they were an infant, or is currently tormenting them for her own amusement, and probably put Vesta in the heir's place, likely with the intended goal of having Vesta take the throne.
Ed points. Wait, hold up. We've mentioned Billy's name, right?
I think so.
Okay.
In other words, the hag is very likely to. In other words, the hag is very likely to be attempting to make Vesta's existence known, and is probably going to have your friend assassinated.
Oh, better idea.
When you hear
simply
Ed
put-
say "better idea," you suddenly have flashbacks to him telling you that his last plan was committing B&E and theft of government documents.
Yeah, actor Genius also has a bad idea. Goes, Ed, whatever you're planning, don't.
Oh, but it's brilliant. We
I
have
can
two
promise you
people
it's not.
fighting over the throne, right?
Are you intending to put the dragon and hag against one another? Because regardless of who wins, it's not going to end well for anyone.
Okay, hold up. Mayhaps. But consider this. That fight's gonna be pretty visible. And we already know, the royal family already knows that there is a bronze dragon. There is a corrupted bronze dragon to worry about. That already led a rebellion. Seeing that, and I imagine that the report already had a rough sketch of what the dragon looked like.
It had a rough idea. Basically, I get the feeling here Ed is planning to do a let them fight thing, and the party will deal with whoever lives.
Basically, basically, once we figure out where this hag lives and make her think, basically, hopefully we can this requires a couple things. One, we know where the hag lives. Two, we know the Dragon Slayer is. Three, make the hag believe Adolphus stole the birth certificate.
We are
Yeah.
assuming that the hag and dragon are not already aware of each other. Torturing a bronze dragon and driving it insane to fit her purposes is something a hag would very much enjoy doing.
Meaning that it is more likely we will now get the entirety of this false emperor after us.
Meaning we don't know if they know each other or not. We don't know if they're allied or not. We do not know if they are actually rivals for the throne or are not, or if the false emperor is not a backup plan.
And so he goes, what dragon you know is going to bow to some lowly hag? What hag you know is going to allow herself to be the pawn of a dragon?
Hags quite enjoy playing the shadow ruler. And like I said, torturing a dragon, driving it insane, and breaking it is something a hag would very much enjoy doing.
Well, we probably need some more information, but spreading that rumor around that it might be in the lair of Adolphus, not serve our purpose.
I would be very
What harm would it do?
wary of that.
Besides, his country has already suffered a war involving him. Please don't just give him the benefit of being the one who was attacked.
And simple looks, and and right out. We gotta figure out. We gotta find either Adolphus's lair or the hag's hut. Find them. Figure out their if their awareness and disposition of each other, and if they ain't, they will be.
And
Vesta speaks up, clearly having been patiently listening. So what you're thinking is, make contact with one or the other, test the waters. If they don't know of each other, try pitting them against each other, and if they do know of each other, then we know.
Approaching Adolphus is problematic due to the fact the dragon very likely knows of your existence and knows of your vendetta against him. Approaching the hag may have unknown effects on Vesta. Either one is an unwise choice.
in short, we are.
Hey.
Akaki just grabs Ed by the shoulders and goes, Ed, remember what your friend taught you. Remember what he told you.
What?
Do not lose sight of the forest because of the trees. The forest is the empire. The trees is your title.
I don't. Ed simply looks at this person. The forest, like I said, this isn't about my title. This is about the sacrifices my family made for this empire to be a place for all tax-paying citizens.
Ed, calm down.
I am
I
calm.
think I may have an alternate idea.
Yeah, listen to the guy with the ideas.
All right, let's hear it.
We're going to get the amulet. We are going to take our cursed amulet and make it safe to handle. And we will have to stage a meeting with our blue dragon.
Ed points up. Ed blinks
If
a little bit.
If the blue dragon is not the culprit for the one corrupting our other bronze, it may very well be the same person who corrupted Adolphus. If that person is if our blue dragon was a friend of the bronze, they will very likely take offense to the fact that the bronze was driven mad and put in a position where we were forced to kill him. That will allow us to acquire her as an ally. That's going to include a very large criminal network, as well as a very powerful dragon.
Ed
I have
simply
already-
All right.
In doing so, we can have them. We can have her assist us in our investigation and find out whether or not our hag has anything to do with Adolphus or the corruption of our other bronze.
Before we start pitting them against each other.
Figure out if they're enemies or not. Yeah.
Indeed. If our hag is responsible for the corruption of Adolphus, our blue dragon will very much want that hag dead. And given what my contact has told me, she may be very well capable of making that happen.
Yes. How likely do you think that it is that Adolphus and the Blue would be friends in the first place?
You mean
That Adolphus and the hag would be friends?
No, Adolphus and the Blue would be friends. But Adolphus had a blue girlfriend as well.
Tess speaks up. Blues like to have friends in as many places as they can get them. Even if that means making social connections, dragons of other colors normally wouldn't.
So
That remains to be seen. And if things turn south, then we will have to follow through with our original plan in killing the Blue. In which case, we are already preparing to do that, aren't we?
yes.
And
I was hoping we'd put the situation in our favor as much as humanly possible.
Which
in order
is
to
what we're
maximize our
trying to
effects.
do, Ed.
Okay, got it. I'll trust you on that one.
Ed, go find me a blacksmith, one who works quickly. I want a 10-foot metal rod with the shape of a blue dragon on the top of it. We'll be driving into the ground. I want a hook from which I can hang the amulet on. If
All
we
right.
can do the blue dragon will likely...
What check is that?
1 second. Let me look at Pathfinder skill lists.
That's either Dwarven lore or
just
society.
I'll give you
I would
society.
imagine-
Roll.
All right, got it. Good.
Between Dwarven lore and society, pick the one with the highest modifier is the best thing I
Yep.
can say.
Okay, with a 27. It's been a while since you've been to the capital. But you do remember there is a blacksmith in the area who enjoys making fanciful things like what Ander is requesting.
I know just the dwarf for that.
Good. Go get it made. We need it made. We need it completed before we're done. It will be part of my plan for dealing with our dragon.
All right, why don't you come with, Ace? Guess I forgot something.
So be it.
Yep. Ed, Ander, it doesn't take you very long before you arrive at the shop. Fortunately, Ed, the shop has not changed location. You get inside. It is open for business. So you enter, and sitting behind the counter is a quite comely young lady who sort of smiles at the two of you. Welcome.
Right, we got ourselves a special little project here. Ander, why don't you tell us what it is?
Ander steps forward. Hello, ma'am.
Hello, sir.
I need a special order made as rapidly as possible.
Okay,
a
special
10-foot
haste order, sir.
We'll be making a sort of bait for a dragon. I need a 10-foot tall bronze pole, shaped with the top of the pole and the shape of a blue dragon. He
From
pulls
what
out
angle?
one of just the head. Just the head should be fine. He pulls out one
dragon head on a stick.
He pulls out one of the fangs from the bronze dragon from the corrupted bronze dragon they had slain
Yes.
and set it on the counter. I would like for the horn to be made of this. Place a small hook slightly below the head, preferably large enough to hang a necklace upon.
Of course. How soon do you need this by?
We'll need it in 2 days' time.
We'll need the forges at full roar, but we can get it done.
I appreciate it. Put it on my friends tab.
Understood.
Ed shows like 10 gold pieces down, just in case. Just in case it runs over.
Out of character thing, did you check in the group chat?
Yes. Thank you very much. So Akagi, you remember it being mentioned that there was a kinda sketchy priest of Bahamut sniffing around, or somebody wearing Bahamut iconography. And you do remember that there is an All Faiths shrine in town. You passed it on your way in.
Akagi goes, okay, everybody, we are gonna go with Elara to this All Faith shrine and actually try and figure something out here.
Understood.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm guessing what we need to roll is religion.
I'm gonna roll society because the all face shrine would be public knowledge.
Was
Yeah.
Akiki doing this while Stug and Ander were gone?
To split resources.
Divide and
did the
conquer and
math-
get things done faster.
Yeah.
Okay, so Stug's role really isn't relevant.
Meanwhile,
Okay.
so Akagi, it takes you asking directions, but you, Merrick, Tess, and Vesta do manage to get to the All Faiths shrine.
Okay, here we are. Now, before we enter, we need some ground rules.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He looks at Merrick.
Yeah.
You do not get to speak very much because being out, that means you haven't been around people much.
Basically, we are concerned there will be an incident.
Yes. He gives Tess a look and goes, as long as you have a good explanation for your skin condition, we should be fine. Fine.
Granted, like, signs of draconic influence isn't really something most people care about.
Yeah, it's just as long as it is not I was fed. As long as he's not telling the truth.
I mean, signs of draconic influence probably aren't the most common thing.
Yes,
yeah.
but most people, when they see it, assume it's a hereditary trait and not a trait from a dragon slaying.
Fair.
You basically just as long as it's not, as long as he doesn't say I was force-fed dragon.
So basically, so long as nobody finds out the truth of everything.
That should be
Yes.
fine.
Yeah, so long as it's not mentioned that they were trying to make a Oracle of Tiamat.
As long as nobody mentions the Oracle of Tiamat nonsense.
Yeah, that's really kind of the important bit.
As long as Tess basically goes, I don't know. As long as Tess can basically say, Oracle of Tiamat. Who's that?
What's that? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is at all. Insight.
While you're doing that, please stall around because I have to use the restroom.
Yeah, just.
Why don't we do a quick bio break for you guys? If anybody
Yeah.
needs to eat something, get something to drink, use the bathroom, please do so now.
Yeah, I'm gonna get something to drink.
Okay.
Det blir väldigt cold tyst. Och det tror du att han kan göra? Försök åtminstone! Try to keep your mouth shut. Yes? Not to reveal
Suddenly gibberish.
Swedish.
not mention any bullshittery on
It's all Greek to me.
Moving on. So, the party.
I thought that was a good joke.
Yeah. So, anyways, hi everybody. If you guys are curious about how to help us keep the lights on over here, please feel free to check out our sponsor, Dames of Astoria. Their links in the the link to their store is in the description down below, or feel free to. Oh wait, I need to update the thing for the new Discord. We do have a subscribe star. Please feel free to search us up there. I would put the link here, but apparently that's a community guidelines violation.
Yep, I would mention the Reptile Kingdom subscribe star, but
We're still
yeah,
getting that
they're,
approved.
yeah, that
Yeah.
is still under review. I think part of the reason is because I haven't actually posted anything on there.
I would try that.
Okay, I will try that in a bit, and then maybe get a hold of like their contact us or something, and be like, hey, what up? Can
I
I get
think
this
it's basically
approved so I can
because
start getting paid?
thanks to Patreon be doing Patreon shit and stuff like that, that they're not really.
Yeah. Susan.
Yes.
Like I said on the subscribe star version of the Space Pirate campaign, we don't really need to edit out the cursing.
We don't really need to edit out too much.
Yeah. So the sooner you can get me the episode 1 up,
The better.
the sooner we can get that functioning for the subscribe star, the better. The version for your channel, I'll kind of leave up to you. If you want, I can help come up with funny ways to censor it. I like the idea of replacing the curse words with a different word that is not technically cursing, but it means the same thing.
That could be fun to do, or just apply like a comedic sound effect.
Yeah, and just do it in like the most monotone, unobtrusive tone of voice possible. So you'll just have Cryptrek in a rage cursing, and it's just like fornication. Excrement.
Or you can basically just have a.
Maternal fornicator. Hilarious already. We haven't even gotten there yet.
Let me guess, Rep. Your character is the one who basically speaks speaks in a way that makes a sailor blush.
He is a pirate.
And
And I
curses
am
like
a soldier. And I am a soldier. So
one. He knows the
speak
good
army.
ones.
I speak army fluently.
He knows the good ones.
I should have went to drill sergeant school.
That
How do
would be terrifying, my dude.
I mean, I've already kind of half done it because I did learn from my father. He is highly proficient.
Your father
yeah.
is terrifying on whole other levels.
Yeah. He kind of scared my drill sergeants when he came up for my graduation.
Is it a, oh, you're so-and-so's dad, hi.
It was more like we had a drill sergeant who was standard infantry, and there's a certain degree of oh fuck that occurs when you have somebody who's special forces type show up.
Just rock
it's
up
just like-
sup, I'm here to support my kid.
Yeah, and it's just kind of like
Hi, sir.
my dad was an E4 when he left the military, mostly because his cancer screwed him out of a lot of promotions, but he kind of rolls up like he's a sergeant major just because he's him.
Because gravitas.
Yeah.
So
it's
basically,
like-
he rolls up like his rank, if not for the cancer.
Yeah, well, more than, honestly. My dad is,
Frightening.
yeah, very. My dad's intense.
But also a great
We'll
lover of
put it
all
like
things
that.
soft and fluffy.
Yes. Yeah, he's a softie when it comes to to animals. He's not allowed in the cat section of any pet store we go to.
Otherwise he will take all of them. Or
Yep.
try to.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty much how it works.
I'm
Yeah,
guessing he does not agree with you on the cat situation, Rep.
No, he doesn't. He accuses me of being a liar about it too, but you know. But yeah, it's one of those deals where he was an E4 and he comes off as an E9.
I'm going to pretend I know what that means.
So he basically is a corporal that comes off like a mayor sergeant.
Yeah, he was a specialist in the army, which isn't technically even an NCO, but he kept getting put in staff sergeant and sergeant first class slots just because he was effective. So he would be a specialist doing a sergeant first class job. So it's like he'd be doing the job of someone 3 ranks higher than him. Yeah, there's a lot of people who don't know what the hell I'm talking about right now.
Stun
I
has
am back.
ruled.
Yep.
Yay! As we were.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
All right, awesome.
So Akagi, Tess, Vesta, and Merrick are standing out front of the All Faiths shrine.
Yeah.
Basically, Merrick, you be quiet.
Tess, lie.
Yeah.
Merrick, be quiet. Tess needs to lie.
Vesta, keep the fact that Vesta,
Vesta, don't be weird.
Don't talk about anything regarding
Akagi
history.
also has to do a mental reminder of herself. Make sure to stay away from any lightly dressed activities of faith that involves women.
Stay away from the priestesses.
Yes.
And Sareed, we're just glad she's not here.
Sareed is playing Meet the Parents with fairies.
Yeah, which is going to be
Or
weird.
she would have basically told
Aries.
Sareed, stay with, or yeah, I can basically go what will happen if Sareed had to come. She would have gone, Sareed, stay in the cart.
Yeah, Sareed, you're going with Ander.
Yeah, yes.
Yep.
Because
Ander has the bunk stick repaired.
So Akagi, what's the plan? Except for me not saying anything.
the plan is
walk in
simple.
and
We
ask
go in
questions.
there. We go in there. Me, Tess, and Vest are gonna ask questions about this person. You're gonna sneak around and try to eavesdrop. Hence why I'm telling you to be quiet.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. More of the exact same terrible plan from last time. Let's see if we get caught sneaking around a temple, because that's not at all going to get construed horribly.
not sticking around. He's not like that. Akagi basically told him, "You eavesdrop. Basically, you need to find information, but you need to be quiet.
Hmm?
We are gonna ask around,
And see what we can find.
and if something riles up, both of them to go off in private. Well, we have a backup plan, Merrick."
Yep.
Yeah, so that's the plan.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's do this. Akagi then. So, well, the four of us enter.
Yep. So it's a big temple room with a lot of smaller shrines to different deities, or what is?
There's an altar which isn't really adorned in anybody specific, but does look like there's places for iconography of different gods to be put up. And there's a table. Basically, it looks like there's an altar, there's places where you can put religious iconography, and then there's like a table of assorted religious iconographies.
Yeah.
Basically, let's say you need to pray to a specific god. Pick up their symbol, stick it on the altar, pop down, pray, get up, take the symbol off, stick it back on the table.
Yeah.
Akagi just about to dig up lies. Good thing I have my jade statue.
Just plonk that on there.
In case we need divine help.
Yep.
Just the way this party is, we're probably gonna.
It's like, God help!
Go, band of goobers.
I love this campaign. Y'all are such goblins, and I love it. So, you guys arrive. A young man is sweeping the floor.
Hello.
He looks up. Oh,
More stuff.
hello. Can I help you find something?
We are looking for a certain guy of one who worships Bahamut.
Oh, let me see if he's in.
Well, it's basically it's him. It's gonna be a guy who wants to keep his faith a secret.
Oh, that guy. Yeah. I'll go get him for you.
One of them.
Guy was literally there, just hanging out. Yeah.
Yeah. Hope that it's the guy.
Glad we had this elaborate plan to eavesdrop on people. We just walk in and ask for him, like intelligent human beings.
Well, basically it's in case he doesn't want to be disturbed.
The young man leaves.
Merrick is following him a little bit behind, sneaking after him.
Roll for stealth.
Completely unnecessary, but let's do it for no reason. This party.
Hopefully.
Let me guess, Mike is gone.
Oh God. Oh. Oh.
Once again,
Yep.
I would like to remind you of Anders' looming voice in the back of your mind, telling all of you that this is a terrible idea.
And we shouldn't be doing it. Okay,
And
34. Yeah, you're just bobbing along behind this guy. He doesn't even seem to notice you're there.
Yeah.
Just walks over, opens a door, looks in, shuts door.
Yeah. I'm
Turns
standing.
around.
I'm standing outside and pressing the ear to the door. See if I hear something.
You don't actually hear anybody talking. The silence goes on for a little while before he steps out, before you hear the man's footsteps approaching the door.
Well, yeah, then I'll try to sneak into the shadows.
Just whoop! The man steps out of the room, shuts the door, and starts heading back to where the others are.
Yeah. I'm following him back as well. So
He steps out and walks over to the party. I'm very sorry. It appears the only person I know here who fits your criteria is away on a religious retreat at the moment.
Where is the retreat?
He wouldn't say.
Can we see his room?
Just sort of stares at you for a solid minute.
I'm gonna see what my deception score is.
Just stares at you like, you want to what?
You're wanting to break into this. You want me to just like open this man's room to you? What?
What the hell? What sort of thing do I get from a bonus involving if the others are willing to agree to this? I'm gonna go. Do I get a bonus for that?
The man's just sort of staring at you. Apologies, but unless they are a next of kin or taking confessional, we do not allow lay people into the private quarters of the priests.
He is.
You just ask, hey, can you get me into his bedroom, please?
The
Man's fucking private quarters.
Akagi is just.
Yeah.
Akagi is just going. Okay, here's the player just trying to figure out the best way to go about it. What about Imperial investigators?
Do you have official paperwork?
Do you have a warrant? Basically, what is being said here.
I'm pretty
sure the answer is no.
I'm going to need to see proof that you are part of an Imperial investigation and paperwork that you've been certified to search the man's quarters.
Akagi is.
While they are, or while the clerk is busy arguing with Akagi, I'm trying to see if I can sneak into the room.
You're welcome to try.
Oh, great! We're pulling the Matt Mercer line. Well, let's go, boys!
Akagi meanwhile just goes on a. Right, I knew I forgot something.
When you have that paperwork, please come back and I will be more than willing to let you into his private quarters. In the meantime, can I help you with anything else?
Yes.
I think that was a subtle telling you to leave. Fucking hell. But of course, we're gonna miss that hint entirely.
Right. I would like to pray to my goddess while the paperwork is following through, and if it isn't, well, then something must have come up, or it must have been the guy we're not looking for.
All right. You are more than welcome to pray at the shrine for as long as you need. If you are in need of further counsel, the priest gestures to what looks like two wardrobes stuck together. We have our confessional booth.
Thank you.
Confess of your sins of rampant lust for random women.
The woman,
The priest.
The priest just sort of smiles a little. If any smiles, take as long as you need. turns and walks off.
Okay, so Akagi is gonna.
Meanwhile, Merrick, you mentioned you were
Yeah.
going to try to get into this dude's room.
Yeah,
Try.
at least try.
So, you get back
So-
to the room you remember him going into.
Yeah. And I'll quietly feel the door.
The door does not appear to be locked.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna roll.
You have successfully fondled the door.
So
We're all going to hell.
I'm opening the door and look in.
There is nobody in this room. It doesn't even look like this room is set up for anybody to live in it. Congratulations, you have found a storage closet.
Ah.
Dun, dun.
Yeah.
The plot thickens.
Mm. So I'll. So it's a store. It looks like a storage closet. Are there a lot of things, or is it more or less empty?
There's nothing really in it.
Were you about to rob the priest?
There's nothing really in it, but if you want to investigate, be my guest.
No, I asked. Close the door and go back to the other guys.
Just shuts door.
So, yeah, there was nothing in that room.
So when I come back, do I find Akagi praying and the guy gone?
Akagi's
or-
praying, the priest is gone, Vesta and Tess are sitting in the pews looking bored out of their gourds.
Akagi just went. Oh, Akagi then finishes praying and tells the others, "Okay, this was a dead end."
Well, I learned one thing though.
What?
The guy that went to look to fetch the priest, he went to a storage closet, went in there, and then went out and got back, saying that the guy was not accepting any. So he obviously wasn't looking for the guy. He was just trying to tell us that making us believe that he was telling the guy.
Basically, there is something sketchy afoot here.
Yeah.
Akagi just goes, well, it's well then. There's no more. I'm guessing we can't be nice anymore. No more good cop. Is basically what's going on here. Akagi just walks up.
We're gonna assault the priest now. Let's go. That's not gonna end horribly.
We're not gonna assault the priest. We're just gonna question him at why the hell did he put a fast one on us?
You do realize he's
Wait.
You do realize he's not supposed to know that Merrick was poking around where he wasn't supposed to be.
Wait.
Oh, yeah,
Akagi.
we're just going to ignore this fact and just go walk up straight up and tell this guy that we know he's lying because we had a guy sneak in that closet. That's
No,
yeah. Breaking and entering, we're getting it. Breaking and entering into the priest, into the temple, and we're just gonna own it. We're gonna admit to it. We did it.
Let me try something. Oh, this can only go well.
That's gonna be glorious.
This could only go poorly.
This is gonna go horrible. Every time Ander is not around, it immediately turns into a train wreck.
Yeah.
None of you have any room to talk about Sarit anymore. You realize that, right? Like, you are as much a problem as Sarit is now. Ander is the only mature adult in the party.
Excepting maybe Vesta. Vesta does not appear to be doing anything.
Yeah, well, Akaki,
Tess
no,
is more
Akaki is
reliable
not
than you
wrong.
guys.
Here's the thing, Akaki is not gonna tell him that. She basically has an excuse for how does she know. It's simple. She's gonna say, we had that guy asking around.
God, don't
Your Honor,
you
your
realize?
closet was empty.
No, can I at least explain what I was going to say before you all start condemning me?
Sure.
You can make the attempt. You can certainly try.
What I was going to say is pretty simple. Akagi is going to say, well, we had someone come in here earlier asking about all the rooms, and as it turns out, there exists a room here that is a closet. The guy came in here before. She goes up to the priest and goes,
Do you realize
there.
how weird that's? You know what? Screw it.
There
We're going with
exists
this.
a closet in this. There exists a closet in this building. Therefore, this is
When
a trap.
when Merrick sees Akagi with firm steps and looking for the priest with firm steps
He
and
needs
a
a
righteous.
So he
You
needs.
have a closet.
So he needs to read to do all the stupid, otherwise it gets spread among the party.
Oh my god.
I mean, is he wrong now?
No.
So
I swear, if we need Andrew to come in there and bonk them, I would come in, but,
Akagi is just
Yeah, if Ed went in there, it would immediately start getting worse because, yeah.
Akagi just walks up to the priest. Hello there,
Oh.
mister.
and Merrick just quietly slips out.
Merrick is just like,
I do
yeah, I'm
not
done with this
like
guy.
being lied. I do not like being lied to.
Boy. Our rogue made the intelligent decision and left.
I do not like being lied to. You see, we had the schematics.
The man's just staring at you like, okay.
We had the schematics. We decided to take a look at the schematics when we went for the warrant. Turns out there exists a room here, very close to the roof.
Ma'am,
Hey.
before you start crawling down my throat,
Yes.
the dragon gods aren't very frequently worshipped in this region, or in Empire lands. That causes some to believe that they are a cult, which can get the priests of Bahamut in trouble with the Inquisition. I know the man you're looking for. He is a good man. And I will do what I need to see that he is unbothered.
Well, here's the thing. He is not a suspect in anything.
You could have led with that, you know.
I am sorry. My bad. It's just.
Yes,
we
you are
need to
bad.
speak with him. We need to speak with him urgently. It's not anything related to his faith. I myself am from a faith that doesn't get themselves represented here, mostly due to the fact that its main place of worship is the Rising Sun Empire. We have many gods.
So long as you don't give him a hard time for who he worships.
It's not that. We know. He at least isn't worshipping.
This shrine is
Bahamut.
This shrine is open to anyone, even those who worship gods some would consider malevolent.
Fair point.
I will go
Still-
find him for you.
Thank you. He is not in any trouble. It could have been that his suspicious behavior was just him not wanting to get the Inquisition on him.
I'll
I
go find him
understand.
for you.
Yeah.
I very, very wish that Ander was there right now.
because because Ander appears to be having majority custody of this party's brain cell.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Ander would have literally just been like, "Hey, we're investigating crimes committed by a cult of Tiamat, and understand that
That there is a servant of
a
Bahamut in the
worshiper of
city.
Bahamut here. We would like to know if he's here." It's just like literally just like, "Hey, yeah, we're investigating a cult of Tiamat, and we know the Bahamut has
A beef.
Bahamut worshippers have beef with them, so
yeah. We are basically Akaki goes. This is a matter regarding. We are investigating things regarding not his faith. We are investigating the cult of Tiamat, who has, or rather,
The gentleman has already headed off to go find the dude.
he's already gone. He's already gone. You already messed up. Own it.
Yeah.
You're done.
He,
Ander is not there to use the party's one brain cell to solve this problem.
Yeah, fair point. Right now, Akagi basically focused on the mission too much that she made it sound like the guy was in trouble just because of his faith.
yeah. So after quite a bit, the priest returns, bringing with him a gentleman a little bit older than you guys.
Hello, sir. Sorry for making it sound like you were in trouble.
It's alright. Could have been worse. You could have kicked the door in the middle of the night.
Look, we're investigators, not brutes.
Sometimes that line is sometimes that line is heavily perforated. Anyways, what do you need?
Akagi basically goes, how about we speak it over here away from the priest?
Anything you can say to me, you can say in his presence.
Out of character, out of character. This was basically the player started with time because I forgot what we were asking for.
You were going to ask why this guy was also asking around about servants of Tiamat.
Ah, right. We also understand. And look, sir, we understand that you have also been asking around about the servants of Tiamat.
He nods. I have been, as one of Bahamut's servants. Looking into them is kind of my job.
Yeah, well, we are also looking for them because she gestures over where Tess and Vesta are sitting down. The younger one of the two was used in experiments involving a Tiamat follower, a worshipper of Tiamat, and things like that.
Well then. Fortunately, or unfortunately, there aren't any followers of her in the city.
As of yet, at least.
As of yet.
Now, one thing I do want to stress is it's something that is very simple. I worry for look, I worry for her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, we're about to discuss Tess's magical abilities without Ander present. That's gonna be a mess.
Well, she has just gotten a master training in the arts, and he's also worrying about the whole thing as well.
How educated is her teacher in dealing with those who have been under the influence of draconic deities?
not draconic deities, but more or less try to turn into the vessel of a draconic deity.
Oh, we're going right into this.
Kinda looks at you.
Like, oh yeah, they were trying to make her into an avatar.
Just
Right
kinda
into it.
looks at you for
Glorious.
a solid minute.
Like they go, what?
I am sorry to spring this on to you. Me and our group found her when we were investigating the Tiamat cult and its ties to the false emperor. Let's just say that the false emperor symbol and the Tiamat symbol, the similarities between them was very striking.
Back up a second. Looks at Tess. Looks back at you. Clearly, whatever they were trying to do failed. Most oracles are deprived of some kind of sense, or have some other type of curse about them. That girl is perfectly hale and hearty.
It didn't fail, but it wasn't turning into an oracle or something like that. They were actually trying to.
The fact
make
of the
her-
matter is, in order for a vessel to be made, it needs to be an oracle first.
Yeah, well, the guy who tried to do this experiment didn't notice that and fed
Just kind of... You realize this man is just kind of looking at you like, I might need to... You sort of thinks for a second, can I speak with the girl directly about this?
not without her master present.
Then go get him.
I will.
Oh yeah, there we go. Now the man who actually knows what words are, and actually knows how to deal with this issue, is present.
Akagi knows that Akagi basically sprung it out of Akagi basically sprung it just like that, and now she is internally going, okay, I put a serene there. Now let's see if I can salvage the situation.
Just, I can totally fix this!
But yeah, Akagi's ability to act calm under pressure
Is not.
is able to. She's able to act calm. She basically goes up with Tessa and goes, "I'm gonna get Ander and Tess. Then the man is gonna have some question on his own with you." Okay.
Tess kind of observes the priest from and then just goes, alright.
I'm gonna get Ander. And
I'm
she
going to go
basically-
get an adult!
And to anybody who goes, because you're essentially an adult, Akagi goes, a different adult!
A better adult!
I need an adult here, adult.
I need an adult. I am an adult.
It's like that one sequence in Dragon Ball Z abridged with Gohan and Vegeta.
Akagi goes,
Someone somewhere will find that clip and know exactly what I mean.
Akagi.
So, Ander, you are minding your own business outside the shop thinking about what to do next, when you notice Akagi, solo, hurtling towards you.
That's
Ander just narrows his. Ander just narrows his eyes.
Good news! We found the guy.
Which
Yes.
guy are you taught? Wait, no. Did you go hunting for the Bahamut worshipper without me?
Because we need to get as much stone as we possibly can here before we have to go out and fight the dragon. Not the best move, in hindsight.
At least the hindsight exists.
What did you do?
Ed is gripping his staff.
Just
I told him, I told him we found someone, and then that had been turned into an experiment regarding.
I need a real adult. Yes, Dragon Rider, that is basically Serene's train of thought.
As Akagi is talking, mentions that he basically told this guy that Tess was used as a guinea pig for
Shit.
Tiamat worshipping experiments. She can see his grip on his staff tightening, his knuckles just going white.
Just you
Ed's
did
already
what?
raising his staff.
Hence
Ed's already
why
raising his
I
staff.
decided to get. Akagi sees that and goes. Hence why I decided to get you before we continue with that line of inquiry.
Ed looks at Ender.
Let's
And
go.
And Akagi just goes, yes, follow me. And he heads right back towards the temple.
Ender, you
understand.
arrive.
The difference is when we-
I imagine if the
Yeah,
priests
because-
have any empathetic ability, they just feel a storm cloud of anger moving towards the temple.
The priest of Bahamut kind of lifts his head and looks over. I take it that would be her mentor arriving.
Yeah, Ed's just outside waiting like someone.
He's like, I technically can't go in there.
Yeah.
Akagi just goes, yes.
Ander approaches the worshipper of Bahamut,
He just looks at you.
holding his staff.
I take it you're the girl's teacher.
I am. What exactly did my compatriot tell you?
Can I be honest with you?
I would prefer it.
She was speaking about a mile a minute, and I understood maybe one word in 5.
Well, that's helpful, I suppose.
Something about trying to artificially induce an oracle? Something?
I read the notes of the madman who had abused my apprentice. He had no concept of basic magical theory, and he simply did not know what he was doing. He's lucky he didn't kill her. As it stands, she has yet to show any notable oracular abilities, though we have specifically avoided doing so for obvious reasons.
If members of the cult have been trying to foster contact with their god through her, trying to have her open an oracular connection might be not that great.
Not to mention the goddess involved. I prefer to keep Tiamat at more than an arm's distance.
As do most sane individuals. Fortunately, the girl does not appear to be actively malevolent or anything like that, so barring her creator still being alive, I don't see a point in pursuing her specifically further than monitoring to see if any oracular abilities do awaken.
Good. There is an aura of just protective anger, just
Yes,
swirling around anger.
just looks at him, thinks for a minute. Are you the child's mentor or the child's father?
Her mentor. The child is an orphan and is under my care.
Ah.
I ask because the last time I felt the maelstrom of emotions coming off you, off another human being, they were a pissed off parent. Not pissed off at me, fortunately.
Understandable. I would like. We are all due to the fact that we are also investigating the cult of Tiamat. I would like to discuss with you some of our findings and hopefully share information.
All right.
Ander,
May
yeah.
we? Shall we discuss it further? Somewhere
Yeah.
possibly a bit more comfortable.
Yes, I have an artifact that I would like for you to inspect, though I will warn you, it is extremely dangerous and extremely cursed.
Takes out a
I feel that
pair of gloves, slaps them on. All right, let's have a look.
Akagi used
Ander-
to work with smart man.
Ander looks at Tess. Keep your distance, child. Before he opens up the sack containing the cursed amulet.
Immediately, he takes a
wearing his
solid
own
half
glove.
step back.
he puts on his own gloves before pulling it out. I imagine the cursed magic in the holy temple is not mixing well.
Please keep that shut before I develop a migraine.
Shall you say?
And
you
Ander-
say that Akagi goes with my eyes and the fact that I drank a lot last night. I am getting a migraine just looking at it.
Ander closes the sack.
Thank you.
This was found in the hoard of a bronze dragon that had been tainted by the Shadowfell and become a shadow dragon. I'm sure I don't need to tell you about how rare and how dangerous such an event is.
Yes.
I believe the artifact may be responsible for it, and I suspect foul play.
He nods. There is a courtyard in the back that we might be able to open. We might be able to look at it in safely.
Let's go there. If you can inspect it and see if... I want the curses broken on it, and if you can inspect it and see if you have any ideas as to the origins of the artifact, I would be grateful to know.
All right.
So, Ander follows him to the courtyard for laying out the bag and pulling out the amulet again.
He still has the gloves on and kind of just gently fishes it out with between his thumb and forefinger. Okay. Goodness, you are cursed.
Indeed. I noticed the magic is transfiguration and necromancy in nature, implying that the goal was to transfigure the victim in a necromantic fashion. I understand it is of the interest of the cult of Tiamat to attempt to create Dracoliches, and I fear that this may have been an attempt to force such a transformation upon a bronze dragon without it knowing.
A fair and logical theory. Let me just... I think I might know what to do to get enough of the curses off that it can be handled safely.
If you can do so, that would be much appreciated. I currently have two other suspects, and I wish to confront one of them with it.
Right, fair enough. He walks over to what appears to be a bird bath.
Pool of holy water method.
Well, it's only stupid if it doesn't work.
That's fair. be that room.
He takes the item and he's holding it in the gloved hand and just he says a quick prayer over the bird bath really quick, and then just plunk. Swish, 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 swish. Ander?
So does it? Yes. Does it explode?
No, it does not explode, fortunately.
Okay, cool.
All Face Temple turns into a frickin' crater.
Oh, no. If it were to be turned into a crater, everybody in the blast radius would be immediately dead, and I don't want to end this campaign like that.
Yeah.
That would be tragic. And hilarious.
But yeah. So Ender, you see a lot of black, sort of smoky looking stuff start oozing out of it.
Ander just casually places himself between it and Tess
Just
as he watches this.
kind of keep
As he watches this tomfuckery.
he keeps sort of swishing it around in there until the smoke stops and he lifts it out. Okay, I think it's safe to handle now.
Excellent. Tell me, were you able to get any insight as to a more precise evaluation as to what the nature of those curses were?
You were correct in what they were supposed to do, but they're not the type of curse or worship anyone who follows Tiamat would be able to put into place. It's not divine magic. The only reason I was able to break it is we were deliberately trying.
I see. Did it have any reminiscence to magic you would expect from Fey spirits?
I have very little experience with them, but given the look of it, he holds it out where you can see it more clearly. Now that the enchantments are scrubbed off of it, this definitely looks like it was cobbled together out of Woodland's bric-a-brac.
Ander frowns as he gently lifts the amulet and inspects it more closely. Can I make a lore check to verify?
Yes.
Wunderbar. Well,
What does Dice Jesus say?
17 total.
Okay. You don't know the exact species in play, but yeah, this is the aesthetic of shit a hag would go for.
Anders' eyes narrow into a glare and he nods. Thank you, sir. Well, I don't think our mutual foes in the cult of Tiamat are responsible. I do think I know who is. He pockets the amulet. I would hate to ask if you to share too much information that you would prefer to kept secret, but if you have any information regarding the cult of Tiamat, I would be interested in hearing it.
I'll tell you what I do know, but fortunately or unfortunately, it's not very much.
Anything can be helpful.
There's not many of them in this. There aren't any here in the city, or if there aren't enough of them to form any kind of cult.
I see. That is helpful. I was worried when I heard that one of the nobility had joined with them.
Hmm.
I suppose that's all you know at this point?
There aren't many in town. For the past few years, they've actually been quite quiet, actually.
Well, that may be as much a bad sign as a good one.
If they
After all,
were
quiet cults are usually planning something.
if they were betting on your ward there, the fact that she's in the wind might be why they're quiet right now.
Indeed. Likely attempting to regroup. Make new plans. Ander frowns and thinks for a moment before he glances at Tess. If you wouldn't mind, I would like to discuss something with my ward in private before I speak to you.
Of course. He looks at the bird bath. I'm going to need to re-sanctify that.
I would imagine so. Ander takes Tess and kind of guides her over to a corner of the courtyard away from everybody.
Yes?
I have two questions for you.
Yes?
First, would you like to attempt to form an oracular bond with Bahamut? It may help guard you against Tiamat, and this man would likely be able to assist you in that.
I won't say no to it.
I will tell you, I am unfamiliar with oracular magic. It's divine magic that simply wasn't part of my studies. Most in my wizard's college did not do so.
Heck, you're
I will
pretty
also-
sure most of your colleagues at wizard school thought people who did oracular magic were just fraudsters?
Yeah, for the most part. He also speaks. I also understand that many who practice oracular magic end up losing one of their senses. And I would be wary of that. But ultimately, child, it is your decision to make.
I'm willing to try it. After all, at this point, what do I have to lose, really?
A fair point. I also want to know if you would wish to speak to this man in regards to your mothers.
Speaking to him on the matter might be wise.
Indeed. Though I am unsure of what he will do about it. Chromatic dragons are connected to Tiamat, and he may consider them to be a threat.
Don't worry. I won't let him hurt me. Or them.
I know you won't. Ander takes Tiamat, takes Tess
Entertaining
takes
slip,
Tiamat.
entertaining slip of the tongue there, but anyways.
Ander takes Tess and approaches the Bahamut worshiper.
He just
Before
he smiles, looking at Tess and clearly trying to seem a bit more friendly. I'd like to apologize for earlier. It's been a bit of a wild week for me.
I would imagine so. Tess has a few things that she would like to discuss with you, with my assistance, of course. Namely, we think that a good defense against Tiamat and her cultists would be to form some form of a bond with Bahamut, whether that be a matter of oracular connection or perhaps a more simple priestesshood. But having the Platinum Dragon's approval and support would be beneficial.
Makes sense to me. Generally, despite her cultists and us never quite seeing eye to eye. If they aren't being actively ordered to cause harm, we can basically, our mark tends to keep them at bay.
I'm more interested in keeping their goddess at bay. But
that
yes.
will also do it.
There is another issue. The madman who did this to her, he used a potion formed from the hearts of of chromatic dragons, a brooding female of each color. The spirits of these brooding females dwell within her.
So long as they cause no harm and have no malevolent intent, I see no reason not to have them stay.
Good. They've sort of adopted her. So
makes sense if they were on the nest at their time of death. She is most likely a surrogate for the offspring they never got to see.
Oh, meanwhile, Akagi.
correct.
Meanwhile, Akagi, hi God, it's me.
It's not that, it's basically the entire party is, well, he was pretty much talking with the priest and mentally trying to connect the dots, the fact that she is essentially, well, I'm gonna reveal that afterwards.
We will discuss afterwards. Anyways, so he
by
nods.
afterwards, I mean after the conversation between
Yeah. He nods. I can go. I think we have some of the components necessary to try to forge a specific oracular connection. It might take me some time to find it, though, but once I find it, I can get it to you. All you'll need to do is light the components and have her breathe in the smoke.
What are the chances of it harming her senses? I understand that's a common side effect.
Generally, now, if the future oracle is the one seeking out the god, the loss of a sense is a strong possibility, but there is always the god will inform them of this, and the future oracle will have the chance to bow out.
I see. He glances at us. That is comforting. So be it. If forming a bond with Bahamut is what Tess wants, then I approve.
Tess thinks for a long moment and then speaks. I'd like to try it.
All right. Ander nods.
And hello, everything
Hello?
went quiet.
Yeah, I was just taking a second to breathe. We're all good. We can keep going. I was just breathing.
Yeah,
So, anyways.
we're in the process of doing things.
Anyways, while this man goes to collect the necessary components, Akagi, what the heck were you doing?
Akagi basically sighs and goes, well, so it is Fey in nature, the thing that made it.
Correct.
Correct.
Akagi just sighs, well.
It is very likely. Ander is, of course, suspecting Tess's blood mother.
You mean Vest?
Or, yeah, Vesta's. Fuck.
This is why I tried to give them two very different names.
I'm bad at things like this.
It's okay.
Akagi used goes with Vest. Okay, well.
And am I back yet?
Yes, you have arrived. You saw them take the extremely cursed item, go to do some juju, and then the gentleman who appears to be tied to Bahamut went off to go get something.
Yeah.
Kageyo. Well, I need to tell you something. My birthday, Yeti.
Yes.
She is considered the mother of yokai.
Yes.
Yokai is my country's version of the Fae.
So you're thinking of asking her if, hey, the fuck is that?
Yes.
That
When Marek is
seems
coming,
perfectly reasonable. You're more than welcome to try. Roll a religion check.
Already
When
had it prepped. 18.
Just
one moment. You were saying, Merrick?
Yeah, I was saying that Marek gives Akagi a very, very I dropped the English word, but he's giving her a stare.
Just like, what are you doing?
More like, what were you doing when she was walking with stern steps and a righteous
Just
face towards
torped off, gentlemen. Torped off, going that way. Calmed down.
So.
But yeah, what does an 18 get me?
You explain the situation. I assume you explain the situation while you're praying.
Yes.
There's a long moment of quiet, and then you get this sense she seems just as confused by this as you are.
Oh boy, God doesn't know.
Well, as the DM, the yokai and fae, well, the yokai of Akagi's homeland and the fae of over here are technically two different species.
That makes sense, actually.
Yeah, Akagi just goes,
They do function very differently.
She gave me, she basically told me that although they're that although she is the mother of, she might be the mother of yokai, she is not the He has nothing to do with the Fae, so she can't help.
Called help? Okay. Oh, she can't help.
She
I
does
misheard
not
that.
really know.
Yeah, she doesn't
Yeah.
really know anything about that. At least
Yeah, I completely misheard that.
it was a, it was, it. I mean, it like it goes well. It was worth the try at least. I'm guessing we're going to have to ask Sarit to pray to her god when she comes back.
And it's just, help!
I think that's
Oh no, I know who we're gonna get to help.
Yes, she goes, oh god, we need Sarit for this.
I know
Tess
who we're going
looks
to get to
over.
help. We-
Tess looks over.
If it's
Wait,
not-
we need Sarid.
If it's not of Bahamut cult make, it's probably not of dragon make.
And it's not of yokai make, it's of Fae make.
Correct.
Sarid,
Which
Great.
means, yeah. Which
So
means
read
that
pre-
the blue dragon in question didn't make it. Had nothing to do with it. And I'm going to ask you something. What do you think this blue dragon is going to think when they find out that their friend is now dead because a hag thought it would be fun to fuck with his head?
this is not going to go well.
The hag.
Alki looks at Eder. If she tries to speak to you through the sending stone, you better not answer.
And answer.
As in, because the last thing I want is for. By the way, we need Sarid because she has a better connection with the Fae.
Ender looks at
Akagi?
Agagi. Agagi. The fact that this amulet is a Fey make is the best news we've had all day.
Yes.
When we meet our blue, we're making a friend.
Good, but let's not skip to the fact that basically Vesta's birthed mother pulled off this stunt. Or she might incinerate us for existing.
Doubtful. Aggie may or may not have some reason to be worried about what some reason to be worried about Anders' future actions.
He goes with that. Ander, what are you planning?
Don't worry about it too much. Just
Also-
leave this to the experts.
Yeah, okay. But if this turns out, yes, okay, I'm gonna leave it to you. But in case things go south, don't blame me for it.
Just, if this shit
Of
fucks
course
up,
not.
don't. I had nothing to do with it.
Of course not. I'm blaming the hag.
So has that done the thing yet?
So, Ed, you're looking for a magic item shop?
Yeah. Find a place to get sending stones, and
You find one
And then
easily enough. You find one easily enough. It's
got it.
it's a big city. That you find one easily enough. You enter. The young man behind the counter looks at you and smiles. Good evening.
Hello, how may I help you?
Yeah, there's this, druid chick that I need to hook up with my brother. You got any sending stones that are stylized for that sort of thing?
Ah, set of
Okay.
sending stones. I have some. Are you looking for an earring mount or a ring mount?
Eh, whichever one you think works better with druids.
Earring mount or ring mount, sir. There is no difference in the enchantment.
Okay, ring mount then.
Alright, we have some matching sets available. Do you know their ring sizes?
Okay, then earring mount.
Him. I don't know what that sorcery is. Let's go earrings. No, sir. If that's the issue, we have some that are on adjustable bands.
Okay, then adjustable.
Okay. Just a moment, sir. He ducks down underneath the counter and comes back with a little okay, who here in the call has been to a jewelry shop?
I mean,
Yeah.
I've been to one, but that doesn't mean I have any idea how things function in one.
You know those little trays they stick the rings in so they're standing up so you can actually get a good look at them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's brought out one of those and sets it on the table. All right. Here we are. What do you think they'd like?
What's
One
the
should
most
probably be more of a-
expensive kind?
Anyway, you were saying, Ed?
Right. One with a more leafy design, the other with
Well,
holds up the shield, sort of something like this.
Well, the ones that come as a set tend to be of similar aesthetics, but I don't. But if this is you helping your brother with a young lady he fancies, I think he won't mind having the same aesthetic.
Okay, then leafy design.
Let's see. Oh, here we are. He fishes out he fishes out a set with a specific he fishes out a set with 1 second, let me
He fishes out a set with leaf.
No. I'm looking for a specific for what stone was being used for the sending stone part of the ring.
Oh.
Because the ring itself is not the enchantment, it is the rock.
Yeah, well, it was an agate with the,
Yes,
dragon
but they
one.
all don't have to be agates. It's just,
okay.
it's an enchanted rock.
It just needs to be a shiny rock.
A rock you can enchant.
I mean, that's any rock if you're magical enough.
Fair enough. Let's see. Here we are. I think, given that the lady involved is a nature magic user, I think she might be quite enamored with this set here. The sending stone here is a small piece of malachite.
That works.
And would you like the band?
There's the man who likely has no idea what malachite is.
It's
Oh, yeah, that works.
It's a opaque striated. It's an opaque stone that's striped light green and dark green.
Yeah, that's what I need. That's what I think it is.
I can't. 1 second. I'm going to post a picture in the DM we use for orchestrating
I was
this.
more referring to the fact that Ed likely has no idea what malachite is or what significance it may or may not have.
Just it's green. Nature magic.
Green
Nature
rock.
magic likes green.
Green rock, yes. Good.
To be
Basically,
fair,
rock
we have
because-
established Ed is not necessarily the brightest bulb on the Christmas tree.
Yeah, no.
Hence my commentary.
Just, we love you, Ed. You are not the brightest bulb. It's like, and would you like this done in Would you like the band to be in silver or gold?
Thanks for a moment. So let's see here. Yeah, gold works pretty well with green, I think.
All right. I will. He fishes it out.
Silver, but okay.
He fishes it out. All right. Here we are. And these are the adjustable bands, so it should fit them perfectly well.
Okay, thanks. How much are you?
Let's see. Looks at the rings, sort of inspects them. Now, just these are. You assume these are enchanted to fit the wearer.
Because magic.
Yes.
Honestly, I would be surprised if an enchanted ring was not enchanted to do that.
Yes. Can you imagine the hilarity that would have resulted in The Hobbit if the One Ring didn't have an enchantment of resize on it?
Oh heck, heck, it probably wouldn't have fit Isildur.
Moving on. So you come to so the gentleman looks at you for the set. Let's see for the set. Are you interested in a warranty at all?
I'm good.
Items with warranties?
Well, it's a magic item. It's in case the magic suddenly goes fucky.
I love it. I just find this concept hilarious. Magic items with warranties?
Well, like,
Yes.
if the magic item suddenly explodes, you're probably going to want a new one.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll take a warranty then.
Of course.
You know, unless you explode with it, you know, that could happen too.
Can't trust them.
I'm just
Oh my god. Oh my lord. What are we going to do with the world? What are we going to do with the world?
no, you can't trust fairies.
Yes. Anywho, so the gentleman said, okay, with the warranty. He seems to be doing some mental math. I'll give you the set for, let's say, 25?
25? Got it. Hands out 25 gold pieces and sits them on the table.
Thank you very much for thank you for your business. Here's your purchase. Hands you the rings. Will you need it?
Right.
Nobody tell Ed, but he meant 25 copper.
No. When the man would, if the man meant a currency other than gold pieces, he would have said a currency other than gold pieces.
Yeah, but that's not as funny.
I'm not an asshole.
What's stopping you from being?
A moral compass. Anyways, so Ed, you have these items, and it dawns on you, wait, how am I going to get this? How am I going to get one half of this to Fred?
Simple. Vesta can send stuff to Fred.
Yes, so just strap it to the bird and just go, yeet!
Yeet, yeet, birdie delete.
Oh, we're all going to hell. Anyway, so Ed, you reunite with the rest of the group, having purchased these items. Vesta looks at you. There's some sort of god magic nonsense going on. I figured I'd come out here. What's notices the bag. What's that you got there?
Set of rings for you and Fred.
Oh, I'm touched. Thank you. May I see?
Sure. And just hands the bag over.
She takes it out, puts the ring on the appropriate finger. And you want me to send the other one to Fred?
Yep.
Of course. Just a moment.
Uh,
Her markings sort of pulse for a moment, and a little bird kind of flies over. She takes out a bit of twine, straps the ring to the bird, whispers something to the bird, and just kind of gently sort of tosses the...
deletes.
She does not fastball special the bird! Like, you know the thing where falconers do where they kind of flick their wrist up to get the bird to fly?
Yep.
She kind of does that, just off you go. She smiles a little. I just hope gossip doesn't come of this.
Oh, yeah, a lot of gossip is coming from this.
And as she says this, Ed, it dawns on you.
This
Gold
is
is-
basically an engagement ring.
Gold is... Matching rings done in gold, even with or without a stone, is customary for wedding bands.
Glorious.
Ed thinks about it for a moment. We're two sets of quintuplets. They're not far off.
Just... fuck it, I guess. It's like, hey, people might start thinking your brother's married. Yes, and? Oh, this is gonna be perfect. This is going to be perfect.
Yep.
This can only go well. Anyways, oh shoot, it's getting close to 1 o'clock, and I agreed I need to go to the grocery store soon. Well, we have plans. Yeah, and Rep, you mentioned having stuff you needed to get done today.
Yeah, I need to go see an audiologist.
Fun.
So
Yeah, the Navy needs confirmation that I'm not deaf.
I'm guessing we're calling it here.
Yeah, we're going to have to
Yeah,
call
we're
it
calling it
here. If there's anything you guys want to do that if anything you guys want to have your characters do, feel free to let me know. And I'll see what I can work out.
Yeah, that basically, right now, look, here's the difference between Akagi and Sarid. Akagi knows when she has messed up royally and needs to make sure there is a lot
so
more
does
to
Sarid.
do.
Yes, but Sarid
Oh, so
also
does Sarid.
sometimes needs to be told.
Yes. Sarid, yeah. Sarid knows when she's fucked up. She does it intentionally. I know the truth.
Now, Akagi knows that when she messes up, she is going to grab the nearest one that is going to be helpful, most likely Ander, and basically go, Ander, and she basically explain what happened. It was the same thing.
I need an adult.
I need a different adult that's not me.
Yeah, the whole, I need an adult. You are an
And there's-
adult. I need a different adult.
And you're just gonna have Ander, who is just profoundly annoyed because he knows something stupid has occurred. He knows precisely who to blame for it.
Yep.
Sarid.
Anyways, thank you all very much for coming, and I hope to see you all again soon. Bye for now.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.